Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now with the main headlines. New details revealed about the Speicher massacre in Iraq. Human Rights Watch criticizes Pakistan's mistreatment of Afghans, claims of sexual harassment of Afghan migrant women. United Nations chief calls on world not to ignore epic humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. Third International Conference on Heritage of Samarra held on Kufa University campus. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching Shia Waves live from London, only on Imam Hussein TV 3. Head of the Rasafa Criminal Court, Diya Al-Kanani, revealed the latest developments in the Speicher massacre and the number of martyr students, confirming that security forces arrest most of the terrorists involved in the crime. The Iraqi official added that in this massacre, more than 3,000 students were assassinated for no other reason than they were students who had not begun their security responsibilities. The international community had condemned this heinous crime and formed an international coalition to confront this terrorist organization and work to stop its financial and intellectual sources, which constitute a danger to humanity. To discuss this further, we have with us Mujtaba Akhwand, Director of Shia Rights Watch from Washington. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Can you hear us? Apologies for the technical difficulties. Pakistani police are facing accusations of unlawfully detaining, beating and X-rating and sexually harassing Afghan refugees as part of a coercive campaign aimed at compelling them to return to their home country. Afghan women hold Human Rights Watch that Pakistani police had sometimes sexually harassed some Afghan women and girls and threatened them with sexual assault. Many women are sleeping fully covered in veils because they are afraid of nighttime police raids by male officers. The UK-based rights organisation said that, quoting a female human rights lawyer, Afghans in need of visa extensions in Pakistan are reportedly required to pay fines exceeding $800, while others have reported extortion. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said on Wednesday that a far greater number of children have been killed by Israel in Gaza in a matter of few weeks during the current conflict than the number of total of children killed during any war or year by any party to a conflict since he became Secretary General. The people of Gaza are in the midst of an epic humanitarian catastrophe before the eyes of the world. We must not look away, he also added, as he welcomed the ongoing last-minute negotiations taking place in an attempt to extend the truce in the war. Guterres once again stressed the need for a true humanitarian ceasefire. Let's take a look back at today's main headlines. New details revealed about the Speicher massacre in Iraq. Human Rights Watch criticizes Pakistan's mistreatment of Afghans, claims of sexual harassment of Afghan migrant women. United Nations chief calls on world not to ignore epic humanitarian catastrophe in the Gaza Strip. Also tonight, Free Muslim releases message on International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. The Askariyin Holy Shrine, in cooperation with the Kufa University and 24 other Iraqi academic institutions, has held the third international conference on the heritage of Samarra in the College of Jurisprudence of the University of Kufa. The conference focuses on the research of the heritage of the holy city of Samarra, its originality and civilization through research prepared by specialists in historical and religious heritage. The Dean of the College of Jurisprudence, Dr. Salim Abdel-Zahra Al-Jassani, pointed out that in this speech, the role of the holy shrines in hosting scientific conferences and the cooperation between scientific institutions and the holy shrines. And now we'll continue with some short news. Gujarat High Court on Tuesday dismissed a public interest litigation, the PIL, seeking a ban on the use of loudspeakers for Islamic call to prayers at mosques, terming the plea as wholly misconceived. The petition claimed that the noise pollution caused by adhan when played through loudspeakers affects people's, especially children's health, and causes inconvenience otherwise. Imam Hussein Media Group has actively participated in the activities of the special conference held in the capital Baghdad to announce the opening of the project to upgrade and expand the national telecommunications network, affiliated to the General Company for Communications and Information Technology of the Iraqi Ministry of Communications. The representative of Imam Hussein Media Group, Mehdi Hamza, explained to Shia Waves agency that the participation of the media group is based on its interest in such advanced projects, given its pioneering experience in the field of advanced telecommunications technology. Global spending on the consumption of Muslim food is projected to come to a staggering $1.38 trillion by 2024, said Malaysian Deputy Prime Minister. He said young people, who will form 60% of the world's 2 billion Muslim population by 2030, are already influencing this surge in consumption. Henry Kissinger, the famous and controversial figure of the American diplomacy, passed away at the age of 100 years on Wednesday. The former Secretary of State during the office of Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford Kissinger was one of the most important political figures of the 21st century and one of the most influential figures in American diplomacy and foreign policy. His role in the developments of Arab and Islamic countries, including Iran, constitutes one of the significant chapters of his political life. At least 40 civilians were killed last weekend by Al-Qaeda-linked rebels of GNIM, trying to take control of a besieged town in Burkina Faso's hard-hit northern region. The United Nations Rights Office said, calling the attack a war crime. The town, located 210 kilometers from the capital, Ouagadougou, has been under blockade by rebels for more than a year, often struggled to provide essential services. The global non-violence organization Free Muslims has condemned targeting Palestinian civilians, calling on the international community to put an end to their suffering and restore their rights. In commemoration of the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people, the Free Muslim released a message stating that it condemns the targeting of civilians and its solidarity with the rights of the Palestinian people. The organization also called on the international community to put an end to the suffering of the Palestinian people and work to restore their full rights in accordance with the resolutions of the United Nations Security Council and the General Assembly. It held the Israeli government responsible for the consequences of its violations and crimes against innocent civilians. The Japanese capital, Tokyo, hosted the events of the Third Religious Dialogue Conference to discuss cultural and knowledge exchange between the Islamic and Shinto religions. According to media outlets followed by Shia Waves agency, the conference was held for the period from November 27th to the 29th of 2023 and discussed the role of religion and art and architecture from the perspective of Islam and Shintoism. The participants confirmed that the conference is a positive step towards promoting interfaith dialogue in Japan. It is hoped that future dialogues will continue to build understanding and cooperation between the Islamic and Shinto communities. We have reached the end of today's news show. Let's take a look back at today's main headlines. New details revealed about the Spiker massacre in Iraq. Human Rights criticizes Pakistan's mistreatment of Afghans, claims of sexual harassment of Afghan migrants. UN chief calls on world not to ignore epic humanitarian catastrophe in the Gaza Strip. Third International Conference on Heritage of Samarra held on Kufa University campus. Free Muslim releases message on International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. Third Religious Dialogue Conference on Islam and Shintoism held in Tokyo. You can view the latest news on the Shia Waves website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of your screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching, and we pray to Allah the Almighty to hasten the appearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am a symbol of faith and a symbol of hope. None can compare to my splendor. Many travel miles from far and wide to see me. They come with their friends and family, some alone. I have the answers to their prayers. I am the key to their deliverance. They are mesmerized by my radiance, mesmerized by my glory, for I am worth my weight in gold. I cover those in prayer like a blanket of safety, a quilt of protection. But some of you don't even pray. Have you forgotten your master? I am made from a precious metal found all over the world. Though you would burn when you touch fire, heat makes me purer. I bring warmth to every heart that looks at me. They all look up to me, raising their hands, reaching out to the heavens. Under me, your prayers are accepted. Under me, your prayers are answered. I see each and every one of you flock into me like bees to flowers. You bring your hearts, your hopes and dreams, your desires, your nightmares. You think you know Karbala. I watch over the gates. I house the angels who circulate and pray for
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدي وحبيبي ونور قلبي أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين ذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم تنزيله: إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. As we continue to talk about these great women, this great personality, in reality, we cannot understand who is Fatima alayhi salam when you read the ayahs of the Quran and even ahadith of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Now, when you read the hadith of the Prophet, it is mentioned that any time Fatima approaches and the Prophet sees her, the way the Prophet treats her is unique. Now the narration says, kullama. Kullama in Arabic it means every time. Every time means something that happens all the time.